What's going on, everybody? So you read the title, and I guess you figured out what's going on, so let's talk about it. I made a video not too long ago telling you guys that buying and selling cars could actually get you in trouble. You could be arrested. I could be arrested. Serious fines and penalties can be imposed, not to mention all the legal fees associated with going to battle with the state. And it just seems, it's really ironic. I just got back from vacation, right? Literally, just maybe 2 days ago, got back from vacation. And yesterday, somebody sent me a text message, and they said, hey, I can't believe you're being sued by the state of Oklahoma. And I was like, what? I'm not being sued, right? I mean, I'm not hiding from anybody. I'm right here in public. I'm not hiding. If I'm being sued, you'd think I'd know about it. Well, this person sent over some screenshots that, yeah, I've definitely been sued, at least from what I've seen on this person's screen grabs or whatever. I'm not going to look any further into it, but I saw enough and I read through what the guy could have faked it, I guess, but you know, it's hard to say. I'm not gonna say too much about that because I don't want to end up getting myself in any more trouble. Let's just say, for the record, that I don't know if it's real. I don't know if it's not, but definitely looks real. So we're going to say I'm probably being sued by the state of Oklahoma, but it looks like it was temporarily stricken because Oklahoma could not locate me. They've got several bad addresses for me, addresses that are just... Well, anyway, the addresses, it looks like someone didn't know how to type. They got the addresses totally wrong multiple times. They've gone around and talked to neighbors surrounding those addresses, local business owners. Like they have a team, I guess. There's actually an investigator that is out here looking for me so that he can serve me and take me to court. And right now it appears that Oklahoma is trying to file an injunction, and the injunction would at least temporarily stop me from being able to buy and sell cars. Now, where I'm a little confused here, where things just don't make a whole lot of sense to me, is I am out here making video content. There's several things that don't make sense to me, but I could be selling drugs, you know? I could be selling drugs to all the school children out here, you know? I could be getting them sold on pot or crack, or, you know, I could be a pimp. Okay, I could never be a pimp. My pimp hand ain't strong enough. But there's a lot of things. I could be robbing people. I could be out here doing some heinous crimes, right? I'm out here buying cars that are pretty much junk, and then I'm putting them back together, and then I'm selling them. And sometimes I make a profit, and sometimes I don't make a profit. The main purpose of buying and selling these cars is not for the money. I have said that from the very beginning. This isn't about making the money off them. This is about the experience. This is about sharing the process between buying a car that is practically junk, fixing it, and then selling it and giving it a good home. The videos, that's what this is about. Not the cars, not the sale. It's about the video content. So it seems really funny to me that the state of Oklahoma has enough money to put together a team of people to investigate me, who can't even find me when I'm not hiding. They can't find me, but they can't pay their teachers a reasonable salary, okay? They can't fix the roads, right? We've got some of the worst roads in the country here. Now, they can't take care of our infrastructure. They can't take care of the things that really need to be focused on, but they can come and look for one guy making videos about buying and selling cars. Bravo, Oklahoma. You have your priorities in order. Let me tell you something. You're doing a phenomenal job right here, okay? You can't take care of your own business, but you're coming after me for... I'm not a drug dealer. I'm not out here hurting anybody. The state has claimed, allegedly, because I don't know this for a fact, but they have claimed irreparable damage to the state. Now, let me explain something to you. If I was a car dealer, I would not have to tag or title or pay the excise tax or sales tax. Oklahoma double taxes you, by the way, on cars. I just tagged the Corvette the other day, and the tags on that cost me almost $1,000. $1,000 for a 9-year-old car. $1,000. Ridiculous. Excise tax alone was $574. And then the sales tax was like $200 and some dollars, and that doesn't include updating the tag, the title transfer fee, the notary fee, the insurance mail fee, the registration mail fee. Oh, Oklahoma charges you out the rear end for all kinds of stuff, okay? They're making a killing off of me doing things the way I'm doing. What irreparable damage has the state suffered because of me? Please, explain this to me. I pay on every car that I buy. I put it into my own name. All right, legal. I go to the tag agency. I pay the excise tax. I pay all associated taxes and fees on every single car that the state would not get if I was a dealer. If I was a dealer, all I have to do is take the car, put a stamp on it, and sell it to somebody else. Boom, done. That's it. Oklahoma doesn't get the tags. Oklahoma doesn't get the penalties. Oklahoma doesn't get the sales tax, the excise. They don't get none of that from me if I'm a dealer. Now, Oklahoma law is a little iffy on this whole subject of being a dealer, and that's what it's going to come down to if and probably when they find me and take me to court. This is probably going to happen. You know, this is very real. This is very serious. This isn't like a civil suit between one guy and myself. This is the state of Oklahoma coming after one guy, coming after me. So things on this channel may get a bit rough. Things might get a bit bumpy. But as I always do, guys, I'm all about full transparency here. We're going to share the experience with you. If I go to jail, you're going to have that. You're going to get to be part of that. You're going to get to share that experience with me, although I don't think they're going to let me vlog in jail. We are going to cover this from A to Z. Whatever happens or whatever doesn't happen, we're going to go through all of this together. I find it really hard to believe that the state has nothing better to do when you have all of these real criminals out here than to come after one guy. One guy. I'm not hurting anybody. They say that I'm causing irreparable damage to the state and to the people of the state by selling these cars. Let me tell you something. I have worked for dealerships. I've worked for all kinds of dealerships, including some small hole-in-the-wall dealerships that would buy cars from auction. Not even salvage cars, guys. Clean title cars that you could get from these junk auctions for $500, $600. We would take them to the car lot. You know they've got stuff leaking out of them. You know that they could catch fire at any moment. Right? You know what you do? Pour a little stop leak in them, top off the fluids, fingers crossed, put them out on the lot, sell them to somebody. Okay? That's what dealers do. That's what a lot of these smaller buy here, pay here dealers do. They take your money, sell you a car that will never last, and then when you can't pay for it, they take the car back, do the minimum that needs to be done to fix it, and then they put it back on the lot for sale again. And they do this over and over and over. I know because I have been the guy that has done this as a person working for these car lots. I'm not proud of it, all right? It's a part of my past, and there's many of those that I'm disappointed in myself. I have grown a lot as a person over my lifetime. Believe that. I used to be a criminal, all right? There are things that I've done that some of you probably would never believe. I'm proud of who I've become today, and it really sucks that any time, you know, I'm not going to hide it. I've been arrested in many states. I've been in all kinds of trouble in the past. And I have been very lucky and very fortunate that I don't have a felony record, because I had a lot of felonies come after me. You know what I mean? I've had a lot of felonies that could have been convictions that got reduced to misdemeanors. You know, somebody or something out there has really blessed me. I don't know how to explain that exactly, but I have been very fortunate and I am very blessed. And I cannot believe that I've grown so much as a person. And every time I try to make what I consider to be a legitimate life for myself, there is always somebody out there trying to cut me down. Now, I'm not going to sit here much longer and complain about this. I'm not going to sit and cry about it. At this point, it's out of my hands. I have no control over the situation. All I know is that supposedly, I just bit my lip. Supposedly, the state is coming after me. And at some point, they might find me. And if they do, well, we'll see what happens. With that said, I am also considering possibly moving. After I got back from vacation, I talked to my fiance about it, and I really loved where we were staying at over there on the West Coast. I fell in love with the Pacific Ocean. I fell in love with the sunrise and the sunset, and I thought to myself, you know, why does this have to be a vacation? Why can't we live this every day? It would require us getting ourselves out of some debt. I'd have to pay off a lot of debt to be able to afford to live over there. But that's something I'm also considering. And considering, you know, there's people out here looking for me, what better time to pack up and move somewhere else? Maybe I can make some new connections over there on the West Coast. I don't know. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of possibilities. There's a lot of things I could do, or I could just sit here and see what happens. So we're going to be starting a GoFundMe defense fund for me in the near future. No, I'm kidding. Someone said that to me. The person that sent me those screenshots actually said you should start a defense fund, and he would be the first one to throw some money in. I'm gonna try to stay away from that. You know, that's never been me. I've never been the guy that wants to take anything from my viewers. I just want you to enjoy my videos. Don't want to ask for money, anything like that. So we're gonna do our best to stay away from that. But you know, chances are very good that somebody from YouTube or somebodies from YouTube made a few phone calls or sent in a few letters or emails to the state and tried to get me in trouble. And, you know, this may be something I can actually fight, because the letter of the law states that a dealer is anybody that buys a car with the intent of making a profit. Well, I don't intend to make profits on these cars. I make video content. That's what I make. I make video content from these cars, and then I sell them for whatever they sell for, whether it's a profit or a loss. You can see that through all my videos. I've made profits. I've also made some pretty serious losses. So it's not about making a profit. It's about making videos. So I guess this could be a real tricky case. I guess we'll see what happens. I don't know what else to say. I've got to go out to Pull Apart and LKQ. I'm looking for a coil pack for the V12 bins so that we can get that thing running, because it's about time to let it go, I think. But I got to get it running first. So with that being said, welcome home from vacation, Randy, right? Welcome home from vacation. The state is coming after you because you pay taxes and you pay excise tax, and, you know, good job. Good job. Hey, I guess the state's going to do what they're going to do. I'm going to do what I'm going to do. And you guys can sit back and enjoy the drama, man, because you couldn't make this up for a soap opera. Unbelievable. Wish me luck, guys. Stay safe out there. I'll catch you soon in the next one.